Alright guys, so I've switched back to wearing pants in my videos due to popular demand. I read your guys' comments. They're all very brutally honest and truthful, which I appreciate 100% because without your guys' opinions, I would have no guidance or direction on what to do for this channel, so thank you. But let's move on to business, shall we? Today I've got an ASUS DirectCU 2 GTX 670 to unbox, so let's get down to it. Alright guys, so taking a look at the front of the box here, we see a picture of the DirectCU 2 cooler. It's 20% cooler and vastly quieter than the reference design blower style fan, and I can definitely attest to that. This is a very quiet card and it stays extremely cool even under full load while gaming. They've gone with the DigiPlus VRM design using super alloy power, so all of their VRM componentry is SAP or super alloy power, and that's basically what they did was they completely replaced all the reference componentry VRM wise of the reference card and replaced it with SAP. And that's basically going to allow for more consistent power delivery. And what that means is, well, with a video card, guys, it's constantly going from hot to cold, and that fluctuation of temperature basically decreases the lifespan of your card over time. So with a more consistent power delivery, you're going to basically expand the lifespan of your card. So ASUS has done a good job to ensure that you are going to hold on to this sucker for as long as you possibly can. Also included is GPU Tweak. That's ASUS's monitoring system and real-time tweaking. So you can basically do real-time overclocking from your OS with GPU Tweak. It comes with 2 gigs of DDR5 memory, and this is clocked at 6008 megahertz, and it is a 256-bit memory interface. It's PCIe Gen 3, so that's double the bandwidth that you get from PCIe Gen 2 or 2.1. And on the back here, basically a lot of the stuff I already went over, the super alloy power, componentry, GPU Tweak. By the way guys, this card does have a base clock of 915 megahertz and a boost clock of 980 megahertz. But if you guys are aware of NVIDIA's GPU boost, you know that depending on the thermal conditions, you can actually get a much higher boost clock than what the manufacturer has stated on the box. So I've actually seen in my personal experience this card get over 1 gigahertz when I'm gaming, and that's pretty awesome. Alright, so taking a look inside here, we've got a box within a box. We've got some documentation here. Nice foam packaging, so if you have this card shipped or you're going to have it shipped, rest assured that all of your hardware inside is going to be safe, protected. We got it here inside. We have some accessories. This is a Molex, double Molex to PCIe connector, so if your power supply is run out, unfortunately, of PCIe connectors, you can always power up your card with a Molex connector. But there's only one. I believe this card has 2 6-pin PCIe Express connectors, so you're going to need another one of these if you are completely out of PCIe connectors on your power supply. But they've included one for you right there, and then we've also got speed setup, quick start guide. It says speed setup, but there's a lot of pages here. Colored diagrams, though. Full color. Look at that. Oh, it's thick because there's multiple languages, so that's useful. That's pretty much it. Oh, you know what? I actually, there's another accessory in here that should have been in that thin box. Right here is your GPU Tweak and driver CD. Like I say always, throw that away. Go to the website, get the latest drivers. And here, well, I shouldn't take it out yet. Have a look. That's how it comes. I repackaged this because this is my personal card, by the way, that I use at home in my personal rig for mainly for gaming and video editing. So I kind of repackaged it. It doesn't look this crappy when you get it, so don't worry about that. This is just me doing a terrible job of boxing. Hey, I'm an unboxer, guys. I didn't say I was a boxer, so don't hold me accountable. Here's the card itself. Look at how beautiful it is. It's nice, right? Get a nice close-up look. Alright, so here we've got 2 80mm fans, and they're right above the fin assembly, so you've got a big heat sink underneath there, and it's basically just going to disperse all the heat that's being sucked up through the copper piping here and drawn away from the core of your GPU. And speaking of the piping, we've got 3 pipes. Let's take a look at it like this. We've got 3 copper pipes here, and they're completely copper, but they look silver because they're actually nickel plated, and that basically just helps to minimize oxidation. But if I were to take this card apart and dissect it, you'd actually see that the part of the copper piping that's touching the GPU is actually not nickel plated. It's actually just the raw copper material, and that's just to help with thermal conductivity. It's more conductive that way, and it's going to help you disperse more heat from your GPU. Moving on, we've got just another look at the shroud there. It's a nice shroud. It's a very open shroud, so your airflow is going to be just dispersed through all sides of this card. and a little bit out the back. There's some ventilation there. You've got your PCIe connector there, and you've also got your SLI fingers. You've got 2 SLI fingers here. Feel free to SLI this card all you want. There you go. And taking a look at the rear I/O, you've got 2 DVI ports right there, and you've also got a display port and HDMI out. And you can do up to 4 displays simultaneously with this card, guys. So you can actually game with 3 if you want to do like a triple monitor NVIDIA Vision Surround. You can do that, and you could have a 4th companion monitor where you have like your VoIP or your web browsing or whatever else you want. But 4 monitors simultaneously, guys, with 1 card. It's pretty impressive. Aside from that, we can go to the back here. ASUS has included a very nice, sleek-looking backplate on this card, and it's got the ASUS logo there and GeForce GTX 670, easily identifiable from the outside of your case, especially if you have like a side panel window. And there's only 4 screws to undo it if you want to do like water cooling or something. There's 2 here, 2 there. You just unscrew those, and the whole backplate pops off. And this right here, this is just like some, this is a pos cap. These are your pos caps, capacitors, and it's, as you can see, it's located directly behind the GPU itself. And that's going to allow for immediate power delivery. A lot of competitors have their pos caps located far away from their GPU, and it actually takes a longer time to deliver that power when it's actually needed right away. So they call that back-to-back configuration, I believe, is what they call it. So that's pretty cool. It's cool stuff. And this is basically a brushed aluminum finish, by the way, this entire backplate. And it's also supposed to aid in card sag, GPU sag, so when you actually mount it in your case, it doesn't sag to one end. I own this card, like I said, and I can't really say it completely corrects the issue. My card still sags a little bit, but not terribly much. It's just because it's kind of a heavy card. It's got a lot of metal in it, it's sturdy construction, but it definitely does make the card look a lot nicer when it's in your case. Oh, and I almost forgot to point out, there's your 2 6-pin PCIe connectors right there, powering the card. And I think the max power consumption that you draw from this card is about 225 watts, give or take. So very, very power efficient card. The GK104 is the name of the actual GPU that this card is running. Very impressive stuff. One last thing, guys, really quick, I wanted to show you what the card looks like inside of my case. This is a 600T. It's a pretty big mid-tower, especially for a mid-tower case. It's pretty huge, and there's a cat in the way. Hold on, boy. Let go. Sorry. But yeah, it's. I forgot to mention also the card is about 10.5 inches, so keep that in mind when picking this part out for your build. If it's the card you're going to go for, make sure it fits. Jesus. Freaking cats, man. But there you have it. I don't know if you can really tell. I should probably try to put this on like a tripod, but there's a little bit of a sag right there, as I mentioned earlier. It's very slight though, guys. It's nothing to be alarmed of. It doesn't affect performance at all, so you shouldn't mind it. Alright guys, well that's going to do it for this video. That's all I have to say about the ASUS DirectCU 2 GTX 670 GPU. If you guys enjoyed this video, like, share it with your friends if they're interested in getting a video card, and this is around their price range. I highly recommend it. Like I said, this is my own personal card, and I've absolutely loved it every single second of using it. So thank you all for watching, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
No.